Hi guys, it's Wendy from Ask the Landlady. I'm here with all the tips and tricks to help you make a profit in real estate rentals. Check out my books on Amazon. And today's question is, how do I? Okay, so last time my question was whether or not this was a passive industry, passive income industry. I said no, no, no. And then people said, well, I like real estate and I want to invest in it. Isn't there a way for it to be passive, Wendy? And yes, there is a way you can do this as an investor and do it more passively than being an active landlady and landlord and running around. So what you're going to basically do is be investing in somebody like me who's going to go do all the work for you, right? There's, if you remember, Walt Disney had the vision, and then his little brother Roy went around and did all the work. So there is a way for you to passively be involved in real estate. And that will be, that being said, 41% of all landlords are mom and pop landlords, right? And a lot of us, that's a lot. That's like 20 million units, 20.5 million units out there all across the USA that are owned by just mom and pops. And a lot of times there's people who find a great deal, but they don't have the money, right? And it might be your nephew, it might be your sister, it might be your mom, it might be your kid, whomever. There's somebody out there who's found a great deal that wants to get in the real estate and they don't have the cash. This is where you can be the angel investor, right? You can be the hard money and make a contract with them to lend them the money to do the passive deal. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like you could put your money in a CD, right? Or you could put your money into some hard money situation where you set what interest rate you want to make, right? And there's all sorts of books and classes you can do on this to figure out how to be that angel investor. So say you say, I'm not making that anything in the stock market right now, and or it's too volatile. I want something more set. I want to make 10%. Right, I can't make that at the bank. I want, and I'm willing to do a 5-year deal. I'm willing to give somebody this $30,000. At the end of the day, I want 10%. And you can do that type of situation and do a contract and set out the parameters and stuff. Now, that being said, you want to do your due diligence, just like any kind of deal on that real estate investment, right? So that's where you're going to want to do a spreadsheet and make sure that person is going to make money, like he or she thinks they're going to make money on that home or that duplex or that whatever, establishing that there will be some vacancy, that there might be some evictions, that there might be some, utilities are going to go up, taxes are going to go up, but the rents are going to go up too. And, trying to figure all that out can be difficult, but don't fear. You can get my spreadsheet, handy dandy, does the deal work spreadsheet on my website, askthelandlady.com. It's only $9.99. Download that, put all the figures in there. It will help the person you're investing in, and it will help you see if this is actually a deal that will work. Then you're going to want to draw up some quick little legal document, go to your attorney, figure that out, and I'll sign off on that based on how you'll get the money. Maybe 2 years there's no money being brought to you, then year 3 money starts coming in. There's all sorts of ways to structure these deals that you can help out a mom and pop landlord. Invest in us, we will make you money, and then over time you'll get your money back with the interest rate that you have specified. You get to be the bank. So that's a great way to passively do that. There's still a little bit of oversight. You want to make sure that person's still making money. They're going to be giving you reports and showing you that they're hitting their marks. And of course, they're going to be making their payments. And you will have a stake in that equity, right? You may end up with that house if it all goes south, or part of that house, whatever percentage you put in. But there is an asset that you can tie that to. Unlike throwing your money in the stock market when, volatile stock and crashes and you lose it all. So there is something to be said for this type of passive investment. Another way that you can passively invest in real estate is through a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust. And so that's something that started in 1960. So they've been around a long time. And usually they were dealing with more commercial properties, big apartment complexes, all those skyscrapers. Of course, those are not doing well. Commercial is not the way to go now, where a lot of people are back home working, although I think that's starting to turn around. People are starting to go into offices and getting office space. But so maybe on the upswing again, who knows? But the REITs will allow you to be that passive investor role. Instead of doing a mutual fund, you're in this investment trust that owns these types of properties. And sometimes landlords that want to get out of the rat race of owning duplexes and being the active mom and pop landlord will do a 1031 exchange and put their money into this type of structure. Now, it can't go into just a traditional real estate investment trust. Instead, it's something called a 721 exchange, or something like an UPREIT, like umbrella partnership real estate investment trust, or a Delaware statutory trust. These are complicated. This is where you're going to want to look at, go to a professional, a real estate attorney, real estate tax attorney, preferably, who can help you with this sale and these proceeds and get it into that type of structure, so that you can avoid your taxes, still be in the real estate game, but move from active to passive. So I hope that helps. There is a way to be more passive than what I originally let on. I like active because that's what I do and that's what I know. But on any given day, man, if I get the right price, I may be looking into trying to figure out how to get that into a more passive role. And if somebody came across a deal and wanted me to mentor or be an angel partnership, that yeah, I've done some investments like that before too, where you invest in them and you can make your money. It's just another type of way to diversify, because again, you can't have all your money in one basket, right? You can't have all my money in duplexes. I got to have some in the stock market and some in a different investment and some in all different little buckets, so that this all works out the way it should work out. I will be able to retire. So it's not easy being a landlord or a landlady in today's day and age. So hit a comment so we can all be in this together and make money. Have a great day.